This quaint, unassuming hotel in the heart of Prescott, Arizona, hides the tragic tale of a woman so distraught that she starved herself and her cat to death in room 16. As was the case for many towns in Arizona, the late 1800s and early 1900s brought a massive influx of people with the mining boom. This, of course, created an urgent need for somewhere for all these people to stay. Therefore, it also led to a subsequent hotel boom as well. Thus, the Hotel Vendome was born, or rather built, by John Benton Jones in 1917. It was made of red brick and held 30 rooms and 16 bathrooms, which is 14 too few bathrooms, if you ask me. Just saying. Also, nobody knows why Jones named the Vendome, but it was a lovely hotel. It had both hot water and cold water. It had steam heat and buzzers in every room. Very fancy. The journal Miner called it the classiest place in town. In 1924, though, Jones would more or less trade his hotel to Henry Brinkmeyer in exchange for a 156-acre ranch that he would develop into Spider Ranch. The Vendome would change hands a few more times throughout the years. This is where the legend of the distraught woman comes in. One of those early owners of Hotel Vendome was a woman named Abby Beer, and her husband, who for some strange reason is never given a first name. Unfortunately, they would lose ownership of the hotel due to tax issues. Poor Abby was sick with tuberculosis, as many people were at the time. She had nowhere else to go. Fortunately, the new owners were kind enough to let Abby and her husband continue living at the Vendome. They resided in room 16. The story goes that sometime around 1922, Abby's husband went out to get her medicine one night. She waited for her to come back, but she kept waiting and kept waiting for him, but he never returned. Abby became so distraught that she locked her beloved cat, Noble, in the closet and then herself in her room. They both eventually starved to death. As you can imagine, many ghost stories were born out of this legend. But is it true? You know, I really hate to be the buzzkill to a good urban legend, but the short answer is probably not. According to this book by Darlene Wilson and Parker Anderson, historians have put some serious effort into legitimizing Abby's story, but came up empty. There are complete records of every owner of Hotel Vendome throughout the years, and the Beers are not in those records. Actually, there are no records of Abby Beer at all. She's not in any census records, and there is no death record for her in Prescott. It's like she never existed. Also, if you think about it, it's unlikely that a person could starve to death in a busy hotel without anyone noticing. That could take weeks. Did no one check on her in all that time? There is no way a cat would just sit quietly while it starved to death. If you've ever owned a cat, you know they are not quiet when they're hungry. But people certainly did not let these facts get in the way of creating a long-lasting ghost story. A previous owner said she believed the story of Abby Beer was born in the same way that many urban legends are, by a group of college kids with booze and the Ouija board. Interestingly enough, there was a young woman who died in the Hotel Vendome. It was in 1918. She was a German woman named Hertha Beaton. Sorry if I mispronounced that. She died of pneumonia. You may think this is where the story of Abby came from, and maybe it was. But the rest of the details of the story do not line up. Hertha died in her husband's arms in room 20, and there was no mention of a cat. Abby Beer herself may not be haunting the Vendome, but someone or something certainly is. There are many, and I mean many, ghostly experiences reported from the hotel. Darlene herself worked in Hotel Vendome for a time and had many of her own experiences. Abby or not, she said there is a female ghost and a cat haunting room 16. She said she even has pictures of a ghost cat chasing a ghost mouse, but for some reason did not include them in her own book. Come on, Darlene. You know people are going to want to see that. Other people have had experiences with the ghost cat as well. One guest brought her nieces to stay in room 16. They set up a recorder one evening, and when they played it back later, they found that they had captured loud meowing as if a cat were sitting right on top of the recorder. Another guest that had stayed in room 16 expressed to Darlene, who you'll remember had been working at the Vendome at the time. She expressed she was disappointed that she had not had any experiences with the phantom feline. So Darlene gave her a saucer of milk to set out in her room. The next morning, the guest excitedly reported that she had been awoken in the middle of the night to the feeling of a cat kneading her shoulder. You're going to have to be haunted. That's a pretty cute way to go about it. I don't think I'd find a ghost cat. Other guests have described the feeling of a cat jumping on their bed, or hearing the sound of cat toys being batted around, or even hearing a cat meowing and scratching on the closet door. There have also been plenty of non-feline hauntings at the Vendome as well. One couple staying in room 16 reported waking in the middle of the night to find a ghostly man standing at the foot of their bed. Woman stated that he was a black man with short, curly gray hair and a trimmed gray beard. He was dressed in a long sleeve white shirt and had a black vest and black pants. The man simply nodded to her and said, "Just pass them through," and then disappeared. See, that's way worse. People ghosts are way scarier than cat ghosts. Anyway, a different couple staying in room 31 had a similar experience when that woman awoke in the middle of the night to see a different man standing beside their bed. She quickly woke her husband, who just barely caught a glimpse of the ghost man before it too disappeared. That couple did continue their stay at Hotel Vendome, but asked to be moved to a different room. Many people have expressed seeing a shadowy figure at the end of the hall. Darlene herself recalled seeing this figure while showing guests to a room. She described the figure as a cowboy, roughly 5'9", wearing a cowboy hat. It's a very precise measurement. How'd she get 5'9"? And is that with or without the cowboy hat? I have questions. Guests have noticed something odd in room 20 as well. You'll recall that was poor Hertha Beaton's room. They noted seeing something out of the corner of their eye, but when they would turn to look at it, whatever it was had vanished. The ghost stories at Hotel Vendome are nearly endless. They even keep a journal at the front desk for guests and staff to write down their experiences. If you go, you should ask to take a look at it. And if you've been, I want to hear all about it. Ghost cats, ghost cowboys, even surprised men at the foot of your bed. I hope it's just a ghost. Please leave me a comment about it. That's going to do it for this episode. I know it was a quick one. If you're into haunted hotels, ghosts, and any other weird Arizona legends, I've got even more where that came from. Twice a month, I send out creepy little tales straight to your inbox in my free email series that I call the Phantom Post Box. You can sign up at the link below. No Ouija board required. And if you like this shirt and want to support the show, you can get it and a number of other cool, spooky desert designs at the AZ Unveiled merch shop. I will link that below as well. They're perfect for ghost hunting or just haunting your local coffee shop, whichever you prefer. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those buttons down there. It's the best way to keep these haunted wheels turning and make sure you never miss another ghostly tale from the weird side of Arizona. As always, I'm Emily, and this is AZ Unveiled. I will see you where the desert gets dark.